Right, right.
Good
We
morning,
also missed
everyone.
you. Right. 11 o'clock on the dot. Are we ready to start, Mr. Gurvinder?
Yes, we have hit the
And
half
welcome
century.
to all
Yeah.
our respected members from across the country. We are pleased to have respected Shri Anish ji for the ISTD India Outreach number 6. We invite our eloquent and spirited National President Shri Atul Shah for the opening address. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurvinder ji. When I was on my debut into the professional world, my mentor way back in 1990 shared me 6 quotations sourced from spiritual leaders down the ages. He told me as I joined the government service that in the quagmire of government and corporate world, steady yourself with the anchor of spirituality. From my very first job in the corporate world, then to the government service, back to the corporate arena, and then into the academic realm, these quotes ensured that the challenges at work didn't obfuscate the mission and purpose that I had started off with. Even now in ISTD, these 6 quotes remain as an anchor. Quote number 1 from Jiddu Krishnamurti: freedom from the desire for an answer. Freedom from the desire for an answer is essential for the understanding of the problem. Osho: be. Don't try to become, just be. Rumi: you are not a drop in the ocean, a very popular quote. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsji: as long as I live, so long do I learn. Swami Yogananda: to understand everything is to forgive everything. Rigveda's very popular quote: may noble thoughts come to us from every side. Swami Vivekananda: he alone lives who lives for others. He alone lives who lives for others. The rest are more dead than alive. And again, a quote that drives all of us, brings humility, is the first time you know something is when you realize you know nothing. It was a serendipitous moment by chance when I met Gurudev Anishji in the North Region ISTD conference in Delhi early this year. I recollect sitting on the dais with him has been an indelible experience, and we are privileged and proud to have you, Sirji, in our midst today. Nirtita Meritkar, our indefatigable outreach convener from Mangalore, has notched up 6 seamless outreach programs where we have touched members and people of the society across the country and across 50 of our chapters. Over to you, Nirtita ji, as we wait to drink from the knowledge fountain of Sri Anish ji, but do give us just the tip of Sri Anish ji's profile iceberg. Over to you, Nirtita ji.
Thank you, Atul. Thank you so much. Good morning and namaste, everyone. Welcome to the 6th ISTD India Outreach Program. Today's talk is about exploring the deeper meaning of life and our connection to something greater than us. We'll look at practical ways to bring more awareness, peace, and purpose into our daily life. Let's take this time to reflect, learn, and grow together. Gurudev Shri Anish ji, once a corporate CEO, left worldly life after a deep spiritual awakening. He spent 12 years in the Himalayas doing sadhana, exploring life, death, and consciousness. In 2018, guided by a divine call, he began sharing his wisdom. His teachings blend ancient insights with modern relevance. He founded Bodhshala, an Atma Bodh program to guide conscious leaders. His concept of Maitri Yoga promotes inner and outer harmony. His book, Let the Mud Settle, is widely loved. Gurudev now inspires transformation through talks, retreats, and global initiatives. Gurudev, we await your presence. Thank you.
Thank you, Nivedita, and thank you, Atulji. You're such an eloquent speaker, Atul. I'm honored to be here today among such a august gathering, who's who of corporate India, who's who of uh, learned people from various industries, various walks of life. And I'm so happy to see that the representation is from across the country. Yeah. And in that representation, I'm also adding my humble bit from the state of Himalaya. Right now, I'm joining you from the northern part of Himalayas, a place called Dharamshala, uh, which is also very famous and known because it's the seat of His Holiness Dalai Lama, the head of Tibetan Buddhism. And we happen to share the locality. Our ashram is in the vicinity, and that's from where I'm joining you this morning. I'll speak about a few things, but let me assure you, keep it in the heart. This session, this talk, the sharing that I'm going to share with you, it has the power to transform your life. Atul started from 6 amazing quote from the star jewels of spirituality of India. But I also assure you along with that, if next 45 minutes that we have together approximately, if you remain here in body, in breath, in thoughts, and in emotions, if you don't allow your mind to get scattered for next 45 minutes, it's a promise from my side that something will shift in you, something will transform in you. 45 minutes is a huge time to bring some profound inner transformation, because the matters of transformations are not dependent on the scale of time. It can happen in a moment. So I want you to be totally here. There are two kinds of speeches that the world gives. One I call the speech to influence, where the notion or the intention of giving the talk is to influence the minds of the listener. And the other talk comes from a pure, heartful bhav of sharing. Anything that I speak, not just here, in any forum, with any set of people, in person, online, or whatsoever, I have given this commitment to my Guru, Shiva, my Adi Guru, that I will only speak what I know, what I have experienced, that which is in my Anubhava. And I will not speak to influence anybody. I will only speak to share. Share what has been received in this patra, in this ghatam. So I speak from that space, not to influence, but only to share. With that, the thought for today, the topic for today, Maitri. Something profound happened about 2,500 years ago. A great sage appeared on earth in India. His name is, and most of us know about this sage. He wrote the Yoga Sutras. You must have guessed, Patanjali. Patanjali wrote 4 key things in his Yoga Sutras, though every Yoga Sutra is profound, but 4 key things he wrote. 4 words actually he wrote. He called these words as the divine states. First, the word was Maitri, which translates into sacred friendship. Second, he wrote Karuna, which is compassion. Third, he wrote is Mudita, joyfulness. And four, he wrote Upeksha, equanimity. And then something magnificent happened around the same time, 2500 years ago. Another great being appeared in Bharat. He was born as Siddhartha, but the world know him as Buddha. And interestingly, Buddha also spoke about these four divine states. And he said, Buddha is one of the closest disciple of Buddha was his cousin called Ananda. And Ananda asked Buddha once when Buddha was leaving his body, "Oh Buddha, now you are leaving this body. Will the world ever see you again, Buddha?" And at that time, Buddha said, "Yes, Ananda, the world will see me once again." Ananda said, "When will that happen?" Buddha said, "After 2500 years." Ananda said, "And how will the world recognize you, Buddha?" He said, "I will come as the Maitri Buddha." What's the significance of these two great beings, Buddha and Patanjali, talking about Maitri first? I believe because Buddha knew that 2500 years from now, the world will go through a pandemic. And that pandemic is called loneliness. People will be using each other. They'll not be friends with each other. I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about the depth and the significance of this profound statement, this profound word, Maitri, that Buddha mentioned, and also Sage Patanjali mentioned in the Yoga Sutras. We tend to believe or feel that Yoga Sutras must be all about asanas and pranayama, and dhyana and samadhi and so on. Maitri? Patanjali is talking about Maitri, a being who's represented as half snake because of the Kundalini Shakti and half human. Talking about Maitri? Friendship? What are we talking about? Yes, there is a profound significance of this. You see, look at the human transition. We were living in tribes, communities. We were with each other. We were nurturing, supporting, helping, protecting each other. From these tribes, from these communities, we moved into kulas. You must have heard this word, kul. Kul means a huge, large family. Kula. We started from the communities. We started living like kulas. We were still supported, nurtured, protected by the members of the kula, all age group, from the elders to the youngest ones. From there, then moved into joint families. The number further reduced. At the most 50, kulas were big, like 70, 80, 100 people. Tribe was even bigger. And then came joint families, 10, 15 people at the most. We were still protected, nurtured, and supported. And then came the era, nuclear families. Mia, biwi, bacha, that's all. We moved to 4 at the best case scenario, or 3 people in the family, husband, wife, child. All right. We were still surviving. And then comes the new era, the new yuga that you and I are living in. Is the era of living alone. You go to Bombay, you go to Delhi, you go to any top metro, and young folks, even old folks, are living alone. From the nuclear, we've come to nano units of surviving. We're all living alone. This loneliness is the new pandemic. People are not able to sleep. People are not able to talk to each other. There's nobody around. We are utterly lonely. That's the new pandemic. And Patanjali and Buddha talked about Maitri. So let me tell you what really happened. In our mad rush for ambition to become somebody, Atul said, beautiful quote of Osho, just be, don't become. But we were injected with the virus of becoming somebody. The pressures of the society and trying to make big. We want to achieve the biggest name, the biggest career, the biggest wealth, the biggest fame. And in that process, we started cutting ourselves out from everybody around. We first cut down our friends. The first thing we cut, which became the victim of our unsatiable ambition and greed, was the friendship. Then we cut our families, our grandparents and our parents, and slowly we all became alone. Let me remind you, or ask you. You may answer these questions that I'm going to ask you in your heart, in your mana. Who was the person who saved you from when somebody was trying to hit you when you were in school? That was a dear friend who came to rescue you. When you forgot the question in the examination hall in the school, who came and silently whispered something in your ear so that you also get good marks? It was a dear friend. Your cycle broke down on the way. You fell from the bicycle. Who came and lifted you? That was a friend. You never wanted to go back home from the playground, no matter how much your mother and father and elders called you. You were in the bliss in the playground. Whom were you sharing this bliss? Those were dear friends. Then you fell in love in school or college. Then you had your first heartbreak. You did not become depressed. You did not go to the psychiatrist or the therapist. Who came and rescued you in those moments of deep agony, of heartbreak? Those were friends who came, patted on your back, and said, "No problem, buddy. Let's move." Yeah, those were all your dear friends. Where are they now? If I ask you some of your memories, the closest beautiful memories in your heart, what are those memories? You will go back to some childhood adventure, some shararat that you did. Some friends taught you how to jump the wall of the school. Some friends taught you how to pluck the fruits of Padosi's tree and run away fast. All shararats. They taught you the swear words, which we call gali. You enjoyed the process. You enjoyed the process thoroughly. You went on some amazing adventures. Those adventures are still alive in your heart. किनके साथ किए थे ये adventure? Those were your close friends. Even to the extent that you chose to join a particular stream, was it arts or science or commerce? Or you decided to do an engineering? You know why? Because your friend went to that particular stream. And you said, everybody, I also want to join that stream because your friends are all there. Your career decision was not a great, thoughtful decision. It was just because all your friends were joining that college. You also wanted to join that college because, as a child, you were not corrupted. You knew intuitively, by some cosmic grace, the value of sacred friendship. I'm adding the word sacred in front of friendship. To you, these were sacred friendships. You decided that you will live with those friends for the rest of your life. You were deeply in bond with each other. You never felt depressed. In fact, I can assure you, you first time learned this word called depression or stress or anxiety just about 25 years ago. Since the time you really grew up, you became successful career people or business people. That's when you started understanding or hearing these words called anxiety, stress, depression. Before that, they were not there. That era, students never committed suicide. This era, we are seeing that. Why? Can somebody switch off the mic? Why we are hearing this now? Because we've cut these friends from our life. I'm asking you, where are these friends today who were your support system? I'm using the word support system. That was your support system. That was your healing system. That was your mentoring system. That was your nurturing system. That system made you alive. Every moment you felt alive. You had utmost confidence. You knew you can achieve anything. You can scale any mountain because you had the support of these friends. Where is that ecosystem today? Where are those friends today? You don't even know. If I ask you another blunt question, do you know what is the population of Earth today? 8.2 billion people. How many sacred friendships that you have today? Think about this. Don't give me the answer. Answer yourself. Let me explain you what I mean by when I say sacred friendship. Where, number one, there is no judgment. You don't judge your friend doesn't judge you. Where there is no vulnerability, or you don't hide your vulnerability. If you're vulnerable, you show it to your friend. There is no fear in asking for support or help. If you are struggling with something, without any fear, you go and ask your friend or share your heart out with your friend without any fear or shame. You're ever ready to offer unconditional support to your friend no matter what. You know what is unconditional support? When you're willing to sacrifice something important to you for the sake of your friend or for the sake of this sacred friendship. If you really look at it, these are 4 or 5 things that we expect from the world that don't judge me, trust me. I don't want to have fear or shame in my heart. Support me, sacrifice something for me when I need it. This is what you expect from the world. But you don't offer this back to the world. Unfortunately, my friends, you know what has happened? I, I go to various forums, professional bodies, professional forums. We meet people there for professional networking. What does professional networking means? Usefulness. Am I against that? No. But there's a problem. If you only invest your life's time and energies in building these useful relations, you're missing the joy of life. You're missing the aliveness of life. You're replacing meaningful relations with useful relations. And that's what we've cultivated in an entire life and career, unfortunately. And now, very proudly, we make the statements that leaders are alone at the top. I don't agree with that. Why must leaders be alone at the top? Leader is somebody who's very established in this Maitri Bhav. I heard this statement from my very dear friend Dwarka Nathji. He makes this statement from Mali to Malik. Mali means the gardener of your organization or your locality, to the Malik, which is the owner, promoter, board people of your institutions. You should have the same bhav. I call that Maitri. We are cultivating only useful connections, not meaningful relations in life. Useful connections means transactional. I am speaking at this brilliant ISD forum because usefulness, I might get some assignment from you. This is usefulness. This is the attitude of usefulness. But meaningfulness is a different thing altogether. I am speaking at this privileged ISD platform because I want our communication conversation to bring some meaning into your life. I want this discussion to bring some meaning into my life. This meaning will enhance the value of our life, not usefulness. Usefulness has some role practically. Meaningfulness has great role heartfully. It enhances the experience and value of your life. But are we cultivating that? As I said, out of 8.2 billion people, how many sacred friends do you have? When I ask this question in a live forum, you know the answer that I get? Zero. Barely one or two. And when I probe one or two, who are these people? 99% the answer I get is my spouse. Really? You are replacing your friends with your spouse? Don't make that mistake. You know why? What are we doing with our spouses? We are putting all the burden of our needs and expectation on our spouses. We want our spouse to be our mentor, our financial planner, our guide, our companion, our travel buddy, our party buddy, our support system, our housemaker, our money maker, our coach, our friend, etc., etc. Do you see the problem? We're putting the burden and expectation of 20 different roles into one person. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. And then our spouses become burdened because they love us. They want to fulfill our expectations. But it's criminal. It's violence. Because you wanted to have friends, really, senior friends who could mentor you, junior friends who can bring joy in your life, all kinds of different category of friends, but all sacred friendship. Because you've cut on all that, you stopped investing in those meaningful relations, but there's a need in the heart. So where do you go? You go to your spouse and put all these requirements and needs that you have on that one poor person. That's the greatest violence that we are making. And why we're doing this? Because we've cut everything out. Our motto in life has become usefulness. We spend time where we think it is useful, transactional. I meet you because it's useful, because lena dena ka bhav hai. I get this from you, you get this from me. We're only transactional people. Unfortunately, we've become transactional people. But life's principle is different. Life wants to teach us transformational relationship. I do something selflessly for you. You do something selflessly for me. Atul is not paying me for this talk, and I don't expect anything from any one of you. It's an opportunity for me to just share what I've learned in my sadhana. It's an opportunity for me to learn from the presence of so many learned people like you. Even if I don't learn, even if you don't learn, I'm happy with that. It's not an expectation. It's just a prayer. That transformation must happen. It may not be even mutual. Maybe I get transformed from this session, you don't. It is all right. But no transaction. Give and take नहीं है कि आपको 2 मिला मुझे 2 मिला बात बराबर. No way. That's how we've ruined our lives. When I say ruined our life, meaning the scope of our life. We too could have become the Buddhas and the Patanjalis of the ancient Bharat. But we get lost. We got lost in this transactional mind frame. And we are doing it in our organizations also. And then leaders are becoming lonely at the top. Our organizations are not friendly places. We don't want to go there. I'm not talking about you personally. Please don't mind it. I'm talking about a lot of young people I meet. They don't want to go to office. They say it's a toxic environment. They don't feel friendly vibe. Who's responsible? Is Gen Z responsible? Or are we responsible as leaders that we've not created that friendly vibe? And when we say we are creating the friendly vibe, hidden agenda तो कुछ और ही होता है कि इनसे performance और productivity better हो जाए. There's an hidden agenda. Where is purity of sacredness? Where you're genuinely wanting them to do well in their life, where you genuinely want to enhance the experience of live their life, where you genuinely want to heal them. Because when you heal them, इस प्रकृति के नियम बड़े विचित्र हैं. The laws of nature are mysterious. When you go out and heal the world's energy start to heal you in return. Though your intention is not transactional, but nature takes care of you. Nature is conscious and interested in your well-being. Let me give you an example, bring some science into it. Many decades ago, they did a fantastic experiment with rats. So what they did, they bought a set of rats into a controlled environment. And they kept 2 sets of water dishes there. In one, there was a sweet water. In the other, there was a drugged water. उसमें drug था, नशा था उसमें. They washed the rats. Rats came, drank the sweet water, brilliant. But then they also went and drank the drugged water. Wow. They enjoyed the asar of the drugged water, the hallucination and the high feeling that they got. Slowly they observed, they experimented. All the rats started going to the drugged water only. All of them became addicted to the drug because this drug was giving them a sense of aliveness. We call it dopamine. Okay. So for many decades, researchers thought that people get drugged because they love to be high, and drugs are the only ways to make them feel high. So this became a theory. Few years ago, some researchers said, no, there's a problem with this experiment. We need to repeat the experiment. You know what was the problem with the experiment? Okay, let me tell you what they did in the second set of experiment. They didn't bring the rats into a control environment. They let the rats be in their natural habitat, where rats were enjoying with their friends. Rats were feeling high with their friends. Rats were quite alive. So they kept these 2 sets of water. Rats came, drank the sweet water, enjoyed it. Then rats came and tasted the drugged water. They felt high, but they didn't go back to the drugged water. You know why? Because they were in the natural environment where they were with their community, their folks, their friends. They were having a good time. They didn't need the drugs. The dopamine or the aliveness which the drug was giving, they were getting from the natural behavior, from the natural sources. In the second environment, none of the rat became dependent or addicted to the drugs. Hello, there's a point here. We are becoming addicted to things, be it social media or synthetic drugs or any drug. We and our next generation and our coming generation and our future generation, all becoming addicted to different modes, from the phone to a substance. Why? Even we are drugged to, we are also addicted to some things. Why? Lack of meaningful connections in life. We have not invested enough in cultivating what I call the sacred friendship, the sacred Maitri Bhav. We thought these friends, they don't assist me in my next business assignment. They don't bring me network. They don't bring me my new contract. They don't bring me my new assignment. They don't help in any one of that. Why do I spend time with them? एक और research हुआ. That research said people who hang out, this was a very famous research recently came out, people who hang out with their buddies मतलब पक्के दोस्त, at least once or twice a week, live much longer, much happier, heart attack rates are down, blood pressure rates are down. क्या प्रूव हो रहा है यहाँ पे? When you live joyfully in these, with these meaningful relations, your physical and mental well-being also enhances. We don't become diseased or depressed because ecosystem joyful है. मुझे कोई भय नहीं है. I'm not fearful. I'm not ashamed of sharing my weak points, my vulnerability. I have set of people with whom I can share my heart out. They don't judge me, I don't judge them. And I know that I am meaningful in somebody's life in a truest way. एक ये भाव मेरे हृदय में आता है कि मैं मीनिंगफुल हूं भाई किसी के लिए, मैं रेलेवेंट हूं किसी के लिए, कोई मुझे चाहता है, मेरे जीवन का कोई वैल्यू है इन अ ट्रू सेंस. मेरे जीवन का वैल्यू नहीं है जब तक मेरे पास चेयर है, द पोजीशन. My life is not valuable till the time I have a position. No, there are a set of people for whom my life is valuable. This gives you a sense of deep integrity, deep harmony, deep joyfulness, deep well-being. यहां से आता है well-being, true well-being. My friends, were you not afraid to ask for help? We are ever eager to offer the support and the trust that your friends need. दो बात क्विकली चलते चलते बोलता हूं आपको. I remember when I was growing up, there was no culture of staying in the hotels or eating out in restaurants. Whenever we wanted to, we meaning my parents, and I was a kid, whenever we were going outstation, we would always stay with my father's friends, not hotels. Whenever we wanted to eat out, my parents will call some of their dear friends and say, आज हम डिनर पे आना चाहते हैं तुम्हारे पास, कुछ अच्छा सा बनाओ. They would almost like order कि आज ये बना के खिलाओ, हम आ जाएंगे 6 बजे. What do we do today? Our nano units or nuclear units, we proudly go out to expensive restaurants all alone. We go and travel in a city and look for a hotel to stay, even if we know we have friends and relatives in that city. Many a times we don't even reach out to them. I don't know what shame or fear that we have, but we are missing on this tattva, which makes life worth living, which makes us alive, called Maitri. We are missing on this big time. Last thing I want to say. In the whole corporate world, we've been talking about work-life balance. कुछ नहीं होता work-life balance. It's always head and heart balance. Bring that into the culture. We are only bringing our heads into the workspaces or institutions and leaving the hearts either at home or in our bags. And then we talk about work-life balance. कभी achieve नहीं होगा. Till the time, even at workplace, we start to cultivate these sacred friendships by bringing heart also into the workspaces. So it's always a head-heart balance. जब दोनों जुड़ जाते हैं, आपका हृदय और आपका मस्तिष्क यानी मन दोनों मिलके एक सिंक्रोनिसिटी में रिलेशंस बनाते हैं, तो सिर्फ यूजफुलनेस पे काम नहीं होता. वी गिव लॉट ऑफ weightage to meaningfulness of relationships also in life. With that, I will stop here. If from your heart, if there's any question emerges, I will be very happy to look into that question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guruji. Very insightful, and the way you present it also touches us deep down. Gurvindaji, we can have 3 or 4 questions if you could please monitor. Anybody who's had a good question, kindly raise your hand on the and put it up. And Gurvindaji could recognize.
Yes, sir. Any questions?
Yeah, hi. My name is Subhanish. I'm from Bombay, working with the Wells Fund. So I have one question, after hearing this talk, I just want to understand from Guruji, what is the purpose of life? When we look at, more deeper, when it's come to, achieving a lot of accolades in the career. And you rightly said, we make a professional network to, connect with a lot of people. So just to understand, there's a Matri Bhav, but what is the purpose of a life?
Okay. Brilliant. Shubhanish, sorry. Oh, you have Anish in your name, huh?
Yes, sir.
But you also have Shubh, huh? Very good. Interesting. Shubhanish, the larger purpose of life is to feel a sense of endless connectedness. The more we cut ourselves out from the world or from our own emotions, we feel some lack. We feel that this lack will be fulfilled by more matter, more wealth, more appreciation, more validation from outside, but it never gets filled. Eventually, the purpose is to feel deep connectedness, which means these 8.2 billion people on earth, you feel one with them. They're all your friends. You go to any city, meet people, they're all your friends. And then it expands further, Shubhanish. Not just human beings. The sense of Maitri starts to grow. All life forms, birds and insects and animals, you start to feel the same bhav with them. Expands more. Nature, plant, prakriti, nadi, parvat, pahad, bhar dharti, akash. They all become your friend. This expansion or getting established in this expansion is the absolute purpose of life. The question you need to ask yourself, are you moving towards expansion or exclusivity? Huh? Are we, through our thoughts, words, and actions, are we moving towards inclusivity, this expansion, or exclusivity, cutting down from everybody and creating an exclusive club of whatever, top ultra rich? तो फिर हम अकेले हो जाते हैं, और अकेले हो जाते हैं तो मतलब उदास हो जाते हैं। दैट्स द पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ शिवानिश। मैंने वेदांत को बहुत प्रैक्टिकल भाषा में शेयर करने का प्रयास किया है आपके साथ। आई होप इट हेल्प्स शिवानिश। धन्यवाद।
Thank
Before
you.
we have
Thank
the
you.
next question, we all waiting in the end for a nice group photograph with Sri Anish ji. So hold on till the end. Yes, Govinda, next
Sanjay,
question.
Sanjay Kumar. This is
I
Sanjay.
just want to ask if I want to make contact with someone with so many times, and if he's not responding at all, and I am repeatedly try to make him contact, make him friend, and he is not responding, then what to do?
Okay. We talked about sacred friendship and we talked about non-transactional, right? It means, let's say if I, Sanjay ji, feel for some reason, if I feel this sense of deep friendship with you, let's say, I send you a message, you don't respond. No problem. There's a tyohar, I send you a heartful wish, you don't respond. Because my agenda is not to receive response from you. You follow what I'm saying. We're moving away from transaction. We're moving away from मैंने ये किया तो अब आप भी ये करो मेरे लिए. Right? Now, when you will do this, Sanjay ji, please look at it carefully. When you will do this, I'm sure you will not do this with only one person. You will do this with few other people for whom you feel this sense of deep friendship. Right? It is not about other persons, Sanjay ji, please understand this. It is about cultivating the essence of Maitri Bhav in your own heart. ये दूसरे व्यक्ति का प्रश्न ही नहीं है. I want to cultivate this bhav of Maitri in my heart so that whomsoever I meet, maybe a rickshaw wala on the street, maybe an auto wala on the street, I have a same Maitri bhav for that person. No expectation. You follow. We want to reach there, where it's not about sacred friendship with number A, number 2, number 3, पांच दोस्त. No, that's not the prashna at all. Maybe that is the process, but that's not the end goal. End goal is establishing or cultivating this bhava in my heart. And I'll tell you what happens when that bhav gets cultivated. Let me tell you that. I take this cup, there's warm water in this. I want to keep my throat so that I'm able to speak more, right? When I take a sip, thank you, water. And when I place this cup back, I don't do it like hum. You don't hear the voice. I place it softly. This cup is a dear friend of mine, you see? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Even I see people, use their phone and then go to their bedroom and like this throw their phone. Hello? आप में से भी बहुत लोग करते हैं. What are you doing? It's a device which has served you for so long. It's kind of your new lifeline. Have a friendly bhav. Let me add an example here so that it becomes more clear. I've been a motorbiker all my life. Even now I motorbike when I get time. Yeah. There's a ritual, sir, that I follow. I cannot ride my bike without me personally cleaning it. Even if it is super clean, even some of the, dear friends in the ashram have got it clean. I will clean myself. My bike's name is Nandi. I'm a Shiva Bhakt. So my bike's name is Nandi. Everything that I have has a name. तो वो मेरे लिए नंदी है. I will personally clean it. I will touch it before I start it, saying that let's go Nandi today. Let's go for a ride. And then Nandi is ready for the ride. Yeah. I will send the photo of Nandi to Atul and he may share it in the group so that you know I'm not lying. Though I need not to, but just to share with you. हर चीज में जान है, ऐसा हमारे ऋषियों ने बोला. कण कण में consciousness है. So even my bike, and you can do this. You give gali to your car for next 3 days. Then take it along. या तो पंचर हो जाएगी या बंद हो जाएगी या लग जाएगी कहीं सड़क पे. They listen to you, sir. Metaphysical example है, but we'll talk about it in some other day when I bring metaphysics into this process. Hope this helps, Sanjay ji. Thank you for asking the question.
Mr. Kulkarni next.
Yeah, thank you so much, Guruji. It was really great insights. One question that I have is, yes, we understand the Maitri Bhav is the essential where we should reach. What are the few tips, maybe 4 or 5 things which a beginner can do maybe from today onwards? What are the simple things that we can start doing?
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm glad you asked that question, sir. If you're in an office, identify some set of people from whom you get a good vibe. हाँ? अभी मैं इसको scientifically explain नहीं करूँगा. Where you get a good vibe, and we are all very conscious people. We can catch this good vibe, right? Start to cultivate selflessness in those relationships. They may be part of your project, part of your department, or somebody else. Yeah. Just go and say, hello, how are you doing today? This is my name. Just introduce yourself. Just create a conversation. थोड़ा hesitation आएगा तुम्हारी तरफ से. Maybe from their side also, that what is this guy doing? And try and do it with your own gender first. Yeah, because we have so many, unfortunately, preconceived notion when it comes to the other gender. Start from there. Yeah. And you will slowly see they will start to respond in a friendly way to you. You don't need anything from them. Kabhi coffee break pe jao to just say hello to them. Yeah. It will start to grow. Do the same with people with whom you live, with some of your relatives, with some of your neighbors where you get this vibe. Yeah. When you go out of your building, there's a guard there. नाम पढ़ लेना उसका, नाम से उसको सलाम करना. You will start to see it is again not about the other person. You will start to see something in your heart. Mark my words. Something in your heart will start to open up. Just doing this, your days will start to become more joyful. You'll see why these days are becoming joyful. Just doing this will open a center in your heart. And this heart is not the physical organ I'm talking about. It's the spiritual center in the center of our chest. We call it anahata. That starts to open up. Magical, mysterious process. And when that starts to open up, joyfulness without any reason. और आपको लगेगा ये सब मेरे दोस्त हैं. Yeah, start with that. Hope it helps.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Arup, your question, please. Mr.
Last
Arup.
question. Yeah. So
Mr. Arup.
Yes. Pranam Guruji. My name is Arup, and my question is: if someone has lost all sacred friendship, how can they rebuild it once again?
Okay. Your question can imply that you want to rebuild it with the same set of people. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
As I just said to the friend before, nothing stops you from sending the messages to those friends again, right? Okay, let me give you an example. If some of your childhood friends, college friend, maybe जिसके साथ आपका झगड़ा हो गया था, if he sends you a message saying that, Aru, it's been 30 years we've not spoken. I hope गुस्सा खत्म हो गया होगा अब तुम्हारा. Yeah. How are you doing in life now, Aru? What will you feel here? You'll feel good. You will
Yes.
feel you want to talk and connect back. Correct? Same process, Aru. You initiate this. Send that loving message, friendly message to those 10 people. Maybe nobody responds. Because, as I said earlier, question is not about their responding. Question is expressing that yes, you want, not expressing. Let me change the word. Important, listen to this. The question is you declaring, announcing to them and to the world that from today onwards, you are starting to cultivate the bhav of Maitri in your heart. You follow? That's a declaration. Maybe those 10 friends will respond, or maybe not. Maybe a new set of people will start to appear and respond to this. We don't know. It's a declaration. And remember, Aru, when you make a sacred declaration like that to the Cosmos. Cosmos listens and responds, Aru. The way I said, the car listens and responds, my motorbike listens and responds. Everything here listens and responds. Yeah, the process works. I've done it myself. It works. And I guarantee you, next time if we ever meet somewhere, let's say we cross roads on some airport, I travel a lot, and we recognize each other, I'm sure I'm going to come and hug you, Arup, saying that, Are, aapne prashn pucha tha. I remember. You follow? I will not be ashamed doing that. If I meet Atul again on the airport in some forum, I'll go and hug him. Hey Atul, maza aaya yaar tumse milke. Gazab ho tum. What an eloquent speaker you are. What great thoughts you present, Atul. You see? But we kind of restrict ourselves. Oh, मालूम अतुल पता नहीं कैसा सोचेगा. What will he take an impression? I'm not worried about what impression you make of me. Yeah, we both. After a few years, I'll not be here to see what impression did you carry. Who cares, Aru? I want to live in the most authentic, alive, and joyful and meaningful way possible. Career to bani jayega. Though I'm not making any career now. Career ban jata hai. We have a center here called intelligence. Career ban jata hai. Yeah, money comes. वो झंझट नहीं है life में. Yeah.
Thank you.
Trust, Arup, trust. Thank you very much.
Dr. Nilesh,
Pranam. Guruji, can I ask one question?
Dr. Nilesh, you're next.
Madam, yes. Last one or two questions.
Yeah. Good afternoon to everyone. Mainly to Guruji. My questions regarding to the current lecture regarding to the conversion of the joint family into the nuclear family, present modernizations and modern ongoing culture. As per the Guruji, if you visit the different metro city, we prefer to live in the hotels. Due to the conversion of this joint family into nuclear family and due to the ongoing culture modernizations. My question is there any country or province where despite this, the modernizations and the innovations, progress, development, traditional culture exists now? There is no compromise with the traditional culture. I expect if the modernization and progress will take place, there must be compromise with the traditional culture also. I expect if you pass through a different corners of the society, different corners of the province and country, we find whenever there is the development and there is the modernizations, generation development in terms of the modernizations, globalization, liberalizations, if you pass
Guruji
through
could
it.
answer. Yeah, Guruji, what do you feel, sir?
Correct.
Yeah.
I understand.
So
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dr. Nilesh, look at the result of the current definition of growth and development and modernization. The impact of that is in the West, let's talk about the US, 1 out of 3 person is mentally diseased. And we are catching very fast. I talked about head and heart balance. In the name of development and growth, we've basically killed our human well-being. We're paying heavy price of that. If we have been so blind for last 30, 40 years in the name of growth, development, modernization, it is time to wake up. Please go and read your history. 3,000 years, we had a granth called Vimana Shastra. Our sages wrote a granth called Vimana Shastra where even how the propel of a rocket engine must be designed, how it should counter the forces of gravity, it's all mentioned there. They too were having a great growth and development, yeah, without compromising on this head and heart balance. I call this the spiritual balance, when head and heart comes together. If you only follow the way of the head, which we've done, the head will become diseased, which is happening. If you only follow the way of the heart, then the heart will become diseased. Yeah, you need to create a synthesis. This life is all about synthesis, where growth and evolution must happen together. Yeah. If you see in the Sanatan tradition, we do two kinds of tilak. One tilak is like vertical. One tilak is horizontal. Horizontal tilak is about expansion of the growth, the material growth and success. Vertical tilak is about the evolution of consciousness. We need both, sir. You follow one, we're going to pay a heavy price of that. We're already paying. I think it's time to bring both together. Hope it helps. Thank you.
Last question, Gurudar, can ask him.
Mr. Pradipta Acharya, the last question.
You're on mute, Pradipta.
Guruji, Namaskar. I am Pradipta Acharya. Though myself is Acharya, but I don't know. But Guruji, my question is that definitely we are living in a materialistic world. Then how to make a balance between the materialism and the spiritualism?
Okay. 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 See, we made a mistake. And the mistake is we've created the world of matter and the world of spirit, which is spirituality. We created a divide in them. Yeah. That's the big problem that we've created. Huh? These are not two different worlds. The world is one. These two forces are one. This world of matter, okay, let me bring in a little more depth of spirituality here, because that's the best way to explore this. There are two components in this world, Shiva and Shakti. Since I'm a Shiva Bhakti, I can't stop but bring that analogy. Shiva and Shakti. Shiva represents absolute spirituality. Shakti represents the laws of nature, the world of matter, the world of play, the world of Maya. Yeah. But is Shiva and Shakti two separate things? Absolutely not. They're joined. Ardhanarishwara. They are one, perceived as two, and hence the whole problem. Can I not go to my office at a practical level and touch the door of my office, give an internal namaskara? Can I not sit in my chair if I'm doing a job or whatever and say, this is my karma bhumi, like Arjuna. I'm here to perform my karma to the best of my ability without expecting great clap or applause or, a validation or appreciation. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, doesn't come. Because my control is to perform my karma to the best of my ability. Period. As I said earlier, nature is very intelligent. If you perform your karma to the best of your ability, perfection comes, great fruit comes. It happens automatically. You don't have to think about fruit all the time. Now, can I not do my job like that? Just to give you the example, current, as I said earlier, we're not in a transactional relationship with Atul and ISTD. I am performing my karma here. My karma as a guru or a teacher is to share my own anubhavas with you without expecting any dakshina from you, monetary support, or without even expecting that you will learn and understand. Maybe you will not listen, learn, and understand. That's also all right. That is not stopping me from performing my karma in this role as a teacher to the best of my ability. After this call, I'm a householder. I have a wife and a son. After this call, I will go to my wife, sit with her, and help her in the kitchen, and then we will eat our first meal of the day together. Yeah, I will enter into the other role of a householder. Yeah, you follow, and there she becomes my Devi, my co-traveler, and I try to cultivate that bhav at that moment. So there I'm performing the karma of the role of a husband, co-traveler, and a partner. But each karma that I'm performing is very sacred to me. This is how you create synthesis of head and heart, of the world of matter and the world of spirituality, of Shiva and Shakti together. And that's the essence of life. I hope, I wish, I pray we all get established in this truth and essence of life. Om Tat Sat.
Wonderful, Sirji. It's been a great journey, though a very short journey, but a very impactful journey. One interesting part, you said you're going to have your first meal of the day. On that, we could have a discussion later. We have everybody's cameras on as Guruji takes a photograph. We are privileged to have Abhay Batwanji, Avinash Joshi from Dehradun, Anuja Sehgal, Arvind Khodaji, Arvind Naik ji, Ashok Deshpande ji, Atul Sharma, National Vice President, Ayar Mukherjee, Bharti Shevgur, Navgana Pani, our National Treasurer, past National President Dr. Banwet, past National President Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay, past National President Sunil Obriol ji, Bharti Shevgur from Bangalore, Ayan Mukherjee, Mr. G.P. Rao, who actually introduced us to Anish ji, Mr. Dilip Desai, Sarita Sharma. I'll just take half a minute. Dr. Jivitesh Rao from Cuttack, Dr. Prabhu, Dr. Narendran ji, Dr. Manish Chitpuria, Dr. Mukul Jain, Dr. Gurmal Asuri from Chandigarh, Jai Prakash Bagade, Joseph Silvera from Goa, Krupa Bharat from Goa, K.S. Rao, Vinal Bondman, our RVP, Prabhat Kumar, Nandish Wagle, Pradipta Acharya, Pramod Sahu from Sambalpur, Pratibha, Prerak Desai ji, Divivedi ji, again a guru in a sense for all of us, Rahul Bose, Rajesh Dubey from Kakrapar, Ram Prakash Shukla ji Pune, Ravi Bhaviskar from Pune, Ruma Gomes from Calcutta, Sachin Chaudhary, Salil Dada from Bhopal, Sanjeev Dawn from Calcutta, Simantani Madam from Pune, Sanjay Gupta from Pune, Surendra Gedam from Nagpur, Vargaswamy from Bangalore, Vaishali Patil from Navi Mumbai, Vikas Chaudhary from Bhopal, Anand Sundaram, Haresh Desai, Vadodara, Ankita Sharma ji, our National Vice President, Dr. Zakaria, our National Vice President from Kochi, Paras Rugani from Rajkot, Dr. Hari Prabhu from Goa, Anup Kumarji from Dehradun, and many, many more. We thank you for being a part of this very insightful session, drinking from the knowledge fountain of Sri Anish ji. We will definitely, all of us, cross paths with Guruji at the airport or the railway station or on the road, and our lives will be enlightened again. Gurvinder, photographs done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Gurvinder ji, final words.
Every day we immerse routinely only in our normal personal and professional lives, but today it was a pure and refreshing spiritual break. It has been a highly insightful and soul-searching 45 minutes with Shri Anishji. We are thankful for your graceful presence. We thank our respected ISTD members, guests, and invitees for sharing this morning with us. Thanking our National President Atulji, the OB members for inspiring this talk. Time for me to take my Nandi out, and we'll meet soon for ISTD India outing number 7. Over and out.
Thank you.